Hiya folks, JD here, and today we've got this. This is the JJRC H55 tracker, and this has been recommended to us by Telephony. This looks really quite nice. I've been looking at this for quite a while, and when I was asked to get it, I actually jumped at the chance because this has intrigued me for quite a while. So let's open her up. What do we have? And it's actually quite nice to have JJRC back on the channel. Right then, let's get all the stuff out and then we'll talk about this. Starting off with the Quadcopter. Starting off at the front, we have a nice 720p camera. It's fixed lens, unfortunately, so you can't move that. Working our way back, we have this really nice domed back with this really stunning blue camouflage. I really like that. I think that really pops. Towards the back, we have our battery. So once we open this, our battery is nestled inside here. It takes a little... Oh, it's a little bit fiddly to get this out. There we go. But this battery itself is a 7.4 volt, 610 milliamp hour battery. Very thin, very slimline, easy to see when this starts to bubble. And I think that's quite sweet. That's quite nice. But I think we've also got another one here. Yeah, we've got two. I ordered the 2 battery packs. So that's cool as well. So that's our little battery. Let's leave that out because I'm going to have to charge that. Now, once you clip all this back in, the battery bay at the back is got quite a lot of room in there, which is quite nice. It's quite a large copter, this. On the underside, we have our standard aeration holes at the back there for the printed circuit board, battery, and everything inside there to breathe nicely. As well as we have a micro USB writer on the side here in order for you to record RAW 720 directly onto your micro SD card. That's quite nice. And again, we have this very nice rubberized feel to it. Now, we have on the propeller arms, we have 4 LEDs on these 4 propeller arms with a little plastic nubbin. I don't know how well you can see that, but this just looks like a little lump at the end there. That is your landing sprig. Not fantastic, and if you do land it on concrete and if it does scrape, it is going to end up wearing through this plastic, as that is quite thin on the bottom there. But still, it might do the job. I just think because we're going to be landing this on grass, it might end up cutting the grass. But that being said, these motors are brushed, so it's probably not actually going to cut a lot. Now, as for the seam around the outside, the seam is actually open quite a bit. I'm not that concerned about it because if you push it, it doesn't squeeze together, which lets me know that on the inside of this is actually stuck together quite nicely. And this is just aesthetic, nice little cosmetic thing going right the way around, because it's the same gap right the way around on all the propeller arms. So it's not something that is actually going to cause us any issue by the look of it, but it's more of the design. And then likewise, we have another little bit of design on the inside here as well. Now, that rubberized feeling is quite strange and it's leaving my hands quite a waxy feel. A couple of other things about this particular quadcopter. Flight time is 9 minutes. Charging time is 120 minutes per battery. And we have brushed motors, as I said. Wi-Fi distance is 100 meters, and actual control distance from the transmitter is 150, or rated to be 150. So there we have it. That is the JJRC tracker. Looks quite nice. Okay, let's put that to one side and then let's have a little look. And actually, before we do that, let's weigh it. We need to find out how much the flying weight of this particular quadcopter is. Now, as I put the battery in the back here, just to let you know, it does feel quite light, even with the battery. 166 it was on, dropped down 1 to 165 grams. That is well under the 250 gram limit there, and you should have no problem whatsoever in flying that within the law and not needing to register it when that 250 gram law goes live in the UK in November 2019. So that's the JJRC. Let's pop that to one side with the battery as well. Now we come on to the transmitter. And I'm a little bit disappointed. Okay, this quadcopter was quite cheap. I did have it in a sale, but I am quite disappointed that there's no telemetry at the bottom here. With this particular style transmitter, as you'll all know, whether it's WL Toys or whoever, there's normally a little bit of telemetry at the bottom there. I quite like seeing that. Now, this transmitter feels quite nice. It is very large, but once again, it's a basic transmitter that is just going to work and just going to work well, because we've seen this style time and time again. Now, we've got a load of buttons down the left-hand side and down the right-hand side, so we'll start off down the left. We have calibration. You've got to click and hold in order to GPS calibrate. You have stop, you have slow, and you have high speed there. You have take photo and record video this side. You have your standard trim buttons for your roll, for your unroll on the outside. You have your on and off button in the center with your lanyard holder just up from the on and off button. Now, as we have, this quadcopter is GPS and has altitude hold. The left analog stick does automatically zoom back into the centre as we've expected. As well as we have our speed button at the top here for multiple different speed modes, and return to home on the right shoulder button there. Now, one other thing about this, if we flip it over, we have got an FPV boom clip here that we need to attach our FPV boom to, which is included in the pack. Now, in order to make this fit properly, it has to go over the aerial, and then it just clips into the back with a definite click. Ooh. Oh, there we go. And that's in nice and sturdy. And then from there, you get quite a few different angles that you can hold you can hold your phone in, and that spring is actually quite hard, so it shouldn't let your phone drop out. You have also got a bit of foam at the bottom and at the top to nicely squash your phone in there. Now, as for, there's no screw on the side of this to tighten it up. There's just a bar running right the way through the centre. So unfortunately, that is as tight as it's going to get. And, you know, it's not tight at all. So be careful there with the weight of your phone. If you hold this transmitter up, it's probably going to flick down. That being said, it feels like quite a cheap transmitter, but more than anything, it's going to be basic. And you know my thoughts on basic transmitters. That is, if you haven't heard it, that is that as they're very cheap and as they're very basic, they are just going to work. And 9 out of 10 times, that's exactly what we have. Just a transmitter that just works perfectly and is just fit for the job in hand. Now, let's unscrew this screw at the back here. I believe this takes 4 AA batteries by the look of it. But in order to double check that, let's open this up. Yep, 4 AA batteries fit in the back here. This transmitter does not allow USB charging, so ensure that the batteries that you put in here are fully charged or shop bought. Flicking it back around, yeah, it's okay, you know, I think it's going to be alright. I think it's going to do the job quite nicely. A couple of other things to mention. At the back here, you have your hand cutouts, so you actually have your hand inside there, and it feels quite nice, and you get a bit of rough plastic at the back there as well to add to a bit of grip with your fingers. And actually, it's okay. I haven't got the stretch to get to all the buttons, and at no point does the transmitter feel as if it's going to fall out of my hand as I'm stretching across the transmitter either. Okay, that should be okay. Shouldn't be fantastic, but it'll do the job, and that's all I really care about. So that's the transmitter. Then we have our accessory packs, and we have quite a lot inside here. We have our USB charger. We have a bag of screws for when you come to replace the propellers. We have 4 spare propellers. We have a screwdriver inside there as well. No micro SD card. Nope, not at all. Not in that pack anyway. That's okay. Oh, 2 screwdrivers you get. 2 different sizes. One small and one large. Even though the screws look like they're all one size. Oh, no, they're not. They're definitely 2 size screws. One smaller, one large. The threads are the same length, so it looks quite different, but you can see from the screw heads they are 2 different sizes. That's quite nice. And in the other bag here we get... Hang on, what is that? We get a spare battery, which we know about, and we also get... What's this? A battery connector by the look of it? So one-to-many charger. Oh, okay, that's cool. I've not been given one of these before with any RC pack. That's pretty awesome. So you plug this end into your USB charger, and it gives you a 3 charging port off there, so you can charge 3 batteries off the one charger. I'd be very careful with that. That may not charge the batteries properly, as you're going to be splitting the voltage across 2 batteries or across 3. So what I may do, even though this is quite nice, I'm going to stick to the charging one at a time method to ensure that the batteries and all the cells are properly charged 100%, so we don't have a quadcopter that falls out of the air or anything like that. But still, thank you JJRC for including that. So I'm going to leave this other spare battery out as well. And then as for a manual, you get your standard little JJRC small manual here. As you open it up, it takes you through your transmitter, through your quadcopter, how to fly if you never have before as well as you also get your standard QR code here to scan so that you can get your JJRC app. Now there is is there a password? No, there's not a password by the look of it. There's just a sticker they've stuck on there, obviously with probably updated notes. Yeah, there's no password by the look of it. It looks like it's an open Wi-Fi network. But I'll double check that and confirm that when we take it out for a flight. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that is the manual as well. So you get 2 accessory bags, 1 transmitter, we get the manual, we get the GPS 720p photography drone, and 2 batteries. I had this and it cost me $49.99, so that's really not too bad for a GPS quad with all of this kit, and I really can't wait to be taking this out. So there we are, my friends. I hope you'll join me then. Thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.